Hello, and welcome to Tech2Tech presented by KYZEN, where we will explore common cleaning questions and answers. Let's get started. I would like to introduce KYZEN's own Jeff Deering.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for spending time with Team KYZEN today. I'm Jeff Deering, the Regional Manager of the Pacific Northwest. And our topic of discussion, if the graphic hasn't provided you any clues, is cleaning and protecting your aluminum parts. So bear with me with the joke there. But aluminum is one of our few elements on the periodic table that has a short nickname as a first name, and that's Al. Moving along with the presentation, one, we hope that you find this useful and informative. And if you have any questions at the end of the slideshow, there will be an email address you can send any of your concerns or questions to, and any team member at KYZEN will be willing to answer them and send you a response back as soon as they can. So with that being said, let's get moving along with the show. First, we're going to get to know aluminum. We'll also discuss some of the cleaning fundamentals. We'll review the corrosion concerns and protection available. We'll also take a little bit of a dive into the common issues you might experience when cleaning aluminum. Lastly, we'll review the KYZEN solutions and resources that are available to you and your team. And we'll close with some frequently asked questions on this particular topic. Now, to understand aluminum is to know that not all aluminum is the same. Very similarly to beer, pictured here on the right, there are many kinds of beer, but they're still all referred to as beer. Getting to know our friend Al. Aluminum, it's an amphoteric metal that can react with both chemically acidic and basic substances. When freshly produced, aluminum is a highly reactive and reacts spontaneously with water and/or air. Nearly 75% of the aluminum ever produced is still in use. Aluminum is the second most abundant metallic element on Earth and is the 12th most abundant element in space. As I mentioned earlier, there are many grades of aluminum being used in manufacturing today. The most common we might see out there is 3003. We've got our 5052, 6061, 6063, and a long list of many others. What is it about cleaning aluminum? Well, aluminum falls under the soft metals category, which includes brass, copper, and bronze. These materials will oxidize if not protected for extended periods of time. The corrosion that forms can be black, brown, or white, as you can see in the images below. When it comes to cleaning, there are 4 pillars of success. The first, what are the soils or contaminants that are on our parts? What are the parts made of? In this case, aluminum. Third, what is the current process or desired process for the future? Fourth, what are the corrosion protection requirements? I'm going to talk about corrosion here in the subsequent slides. When it comes to corrosion, it's important to understand the difference between corrosion and rust. Corrosion is the process by which certain materials, metals and nonmetals, deteriorate as a result of oxidation. Rust is oxidation of iron in the presence of air and moisture, pictured to the right. Corrosion and protection review. There's many types of aluminum corrosion. There's a metal oxide, there can be pitting, there's galvanic corrosion, a long list of others, and most of us are familiar with the corrosion protection available in the marketplace today with your 30, 60, and 90-day protection. There's oil film and there's dry film. And we're also familiar with the protection available for all kinds of metals, and it's equally important to protect your parts when handling and packaging them. As I just mentioned, aluminum oxide is one of the aluminum corrosion facets that we need to pay attention to. Pictured on the right, it's usually whitish, not black, and sometimes can be desired for other uses. Aluminum pitting I had also mentioned. Pitting corrosion is a surface corrosion phenomenon of aluminum characterized by small holes or pits on the surface. Usually, these pits don't affect the strength of the product. Rather, it's an aesthetic issue but can lead to failure if surface appearance is critical. Galvanic corrosion, which some of you may be familiar with, is when two dissimilar metals become electrically connected. One metal is protected, the cathode, and the other metal is corroded, the anode. And as you can see on the chart to the right, there's a ranking. And aluminum is almost always the anode. And again, at times, this can be a desired outcome. Now we're going to get into some of the issues and concerns we need to pay attention to when cleaning your aluminum. First, as I've mentioned before, very important to understand the grade of aluminum that's being cleaned. Next, has any testing been done regarding the reactions between the aluminum part and the chemistry being used? Third, what is the expected temperature range of the process? If aluminum exceeds 130 degrees Fahrenheit, you might experience some issues such as pitting and/or discoloration. It's also very important to understand if the chemistry being utilized is of a higher alkalinity. Some of the other issues that we need to pay attention to while cleaning our aluminum. Is there a requirement for a specific machine style? Is there a requirement for oxidation protection? Also, will an anodizing process be required before or after cleaning the product? Will any other materials be cleaned in the same application, such as steel? Now we need to address the machines that are important for cleaning our aluminum. Due to the material softness of aluminum, some types of machines are better qualified for these applications. Spray and air and immersion machines historically perform the best. Ultrasonics and rotational machines require more attention due to the effect that they can have on the end product. Part movement, such as basket rotation or vertical oscillation, can greatly reduce or eliminate the ultrasonic damage. Always make sure you handle your parts with care. Next, I'd like to review what we come across as a common problem in our aluminum process, or our cleaning aluminum process, I should say. What we're looking at is a typical wash line where the first two wash tanks contain an alkaline cleaner and the subsequent rinse tanks contain a corrosion protectant. Now, some of you might wonder, why does this present an issue? Well, here's the problem. Once the rust protectant's contaminated by intermixing with the cleaner, from the carryover or drag out, we can no longer measure the rust protectant concentration by conventional methods. And the drag out is something that happens from the subsequent or previous processes in the previous tank. What has KYZEN done to provide the marketplace a solution? Well, here are the KYZEN Solutions. KYZEN offers aluminum cleaning products with added corrosion protection engineered for a broad range of applications that are specific, such as oils and coolants, aluminum oxide, which I had referenced before, aluminum buffing and lapping compounds, carbon, aluminum brightening, and aluminum corrosion protection. The newer options in chemistry for aluminum. Due to the issues I've just discussed for cleaning and corrosion protection, new chemistries have been formulated. These chemistries can combine both requirements into one chemistry. This will allow for the parts to be cleaned and protected without a loss of chemistry via dragout. This enhanced process control results in a more stable and consistent cleaning process. Another critical component to cleaning aluminum is the utilization of your industry partners. It's important to remember that you are an expert on your product and requirements. Your partners, machine and chemistry, are the experts in their fields and should be utilized. When your information is compiled, consult with those companies to determine the options, constraints, and concerns. Typically, the ability to run samples and trials is available to determine what the implementation of a process would consist of and the expected quality of the final product. In conclusion, aluminum provides additional challenges not found with harder metals, yet should not create fear. The key is to know all the information about your application and work with trusted machine and chemistry partners to utilize their expertise to make the testing and implementation smooth and painless. Lastly, I'd like to address some of the frequently asked questions on this topic. And if you notice in the bottom right-hand corner, there is an email address that if you have any questions or concerns, like I had mentioned in the beginning, please feel free to email the team. Our team will get back to you, and hopefully we can help you with your process. First, does the CP in these products leave a visible film on the parts? Well, in most cases, any CP product will not leave a visible film. However, if the concentration is over 5% in the final rinse of a batch system, or any system without the presence of an air knife, there can be a visible film. Next, are cast aluminum and extruded aluminum treated the same regarding corrosion protection? Well, the short answer is no. Because of the other materials present in cast aluminum, such as copper, it is more difficult to clean. That being said, it can be achieved when the correct chemistry and process is implemented. Third, if my application involves both aluminum and steel parts, does this need to be two separate processes? The presence of two materials does not require another cleaning process. What it does require is the evaluation of a chemistry that is able to handle both materials. Next, how long can the cleaner corrosion protectant combination products protect aluminum? Well, based on ambient conditions, long-term protection over 1 year can be achieved at a concentration of 4 to 6% in the final rinse. And lastly, why do steel CPs not protect aluminum? Well, steel corrosion protectors tend to have relatively high levels of alkalinity. High alkaline materials erode aluminum, so it becomes a compatibility issue. Now that we've wrapped up, thanks again for tuning in and your time today. Make sure that you attend more of these Tech2Tech sessions to help your processes in the future. Feel free to email Team KYZEN with any questions or concerns you may have, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again.
Thanks, Jeff, and thank you guys for tuning into this Tech2Tech session. If you would like to discuss this topic further or have any questions not answered in the session, please contact your local KYZEN regional manager or send an email to tech2tech@kyzen.com, and we will have someone follow up with you as soon as possible. And if you like this video, be sure to follow us on our social media platforms for more expert cleaning content.